Co-main event, face on the poster. I mean, does this feel like a big moment, a special fight for you?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I didn't see that poster till yesterday, so I was pretty stoked about that. That's a pretty cool milestone. I'm sure the same for Rafa. I think that's a good achievement on the fifth fight.
Yeah, no doubt. Obviously, all the storyline going into it is the relationship that you guys have, whatever. I mean, when this fight was offered, like, was that even a thought? Like, oh, should I take this, or is this, should we not be fighting each other?
We knew we were going to fight each other eventually. We thought that it might be. Obviously, we both had the intention of getting to the top 5, so we thought that we'd bump into each other maybe in the top 5 a bit later or something like that. But there wasn't too much of an option other than to accept this fight. So yeah, I mean, everybody knows now that I just gave him a call and we had a talk and decided to fight. So yeah, all steam ahead.
I guess there's no real value of training sessions 4 or 5 years ago, right? But I mean, I just wonder about his style, right? It's kind of unique, but I got to think it's something that it's unique in MMA, but not necessarily unique to like combat sports. I mean, it's not something that you haven't seen before, right?
Yeah, I've seen similar styles, but his is unique. He's got like a funky way of moving, and he's got some pretty offbeat timing with his striking, but I'm pretty confident that I have the experience to deal with it. I've come across it before. Similar people, the way they fight, and yeah, man, it's going to be a fun puzzle to figure out in the night.
Do you try to get somebody to replicate that? I mean, can that be replicated by a training partner that's just trying to pick it up?
I got some pretty weird styles of training partners back home. Some guys that move like relatively similar, to be honest. Not exactly the same, but they do it, and so yeah, I've had some weird looks the entire camp, so it's definitely helped.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. I mean, it just feels like you and your team are kind of like uniquely positioned to prepare for him, maybe more so than other camps might be.
Yeah, you could say that. I think we just have a lot of experience with striking, and some very intelligent people on the team that can help me figure out how to beat him. So yeah, I guess so in a way.
I think it's going to be an exciting fight. No, I wonder if I don't say disappointment, but you got a crowd-friendly style. People get into it, and then we got to come back here and fight in the Apex. Is that a disappointment at all?
Nah, not at all. I'm pretty excited about this fight, to be honest. I mean, having the crowd there is always awesome. I do prefer having a crowd, but not having the crowd there just allows you to, completely zone in and focus on the man in front of me. And yeah, like either way, man, I still get to work and I still get to have a fight and I get to go home, which is more important. So that's cool.
Yeah, I think on paper to us it looks like a fight of the night, right? But I mean, a fight of the night usually means that the action's going back and forth. So when you go into a fight, can you think of it that way? That like, I bet this is going to be a battle.
I'm prepared for it to possibly be a battle, but it's always nice to get the fight of the night bonuses if you're not too beat up. It's not nice getting beaten up every single time you fight, but it's like I said, it's going to be a very, very tricky fight. And everybody knows that it could be stopped very quickly, or it could be a very painful, long fight.
Heck of a win streak. You pick up the victory here. Obviously, a nice record. I mean, do you start thinking about where you belong? I mean, rankings. Are we doing now? Do we really need to be talking about what position you hold?
No, I know where I belong. I'm just going to keep letting my hands do my talking, and I'm going to end up there very, very soon. And all goes well on the weekend. I think that I'll prove it again. I'm not really going to go talking shit or anything like that unless somebody really starts to try and insult me. But yeah, man, I'm just going to let my hands do my talking and get to the top.
Do you think about 2022 at all, like what the plan is? Because the world is so tough, especially in your part of the world, right? I mean, so can you make plans, or is it almost impossible to do that at this point?
We can now, because when I left, just as I left, I think they were decided to open up the country again in February. So from February, if you're a New Zealander, you can come and go as long as you're double vaxxed. So it looks like it'll be back to normal for like City Kickboxing and all the other athletes in New Zealand, which is pretty cool. And all the ones that are stranded and stuck overseas will be able to come home. So that's some good news, a bit of a reprieve for us. And hopefully, this new variant doesn't change anything. But yeah, I mean, it shouldn't do. Yeah, so for us, 2022 will be good because we can plan ahead and we can get back to these 1 week fight trips.
We get this big card coming together, this big title fight that's going to happen. Is that a card that you want to see yourself on?
Yeah, man. The one next week?
No, I mean, down it looks we're trying to get, Izzy and Whitaker maybe down there. I mean, if that comes together, or do you base your schedule around that at all?
I like to sometimes think ahead, but like that. But at the moment, like I'm fully aware of what I have in front of me on Saturday, so I'm just going to pour all my energy into that, and then I'll let you guys know what I'm going to do after that.
Yeah. Nice. Last thing for me, I guess. What type of fight do you think we see? Like I said, on paper it looks like it's going to be a banger. Do you feel like that's what we're going to see?
I think it's going to be like a very satisfying fight, regardless for the fans, whether it's like technical, a war, someone gets knocked out. I think either way, it's ticking all the boxes for the fans, so they'll be pretty happy.
Hey, mate. I'm just curious, what is it about his style? Is it his head movement? Everyone sees the left to right head movement, but in particular, what is it about his style that makes him kind of a little bit quirky and a bit more unusual?
He's got like quite an offbeat rhythm, quite a unique flow to the way he moves and stuff like that, and his head movement is very good. But yeah, he's pretty good at distance, very explosive. But yeah, he's got a number of things that make his style unique, mainly those ones.
Are you expecting any sort of talking in there? I don't know. He's like a bit of a quirky guy. Like, are you expecting some maybe back and forth, or do you?
Yeah, I've seen him talk. I don't know. He probably talk to me. I don't know if I'll talk back. I might laugh or something. Sometimes I have a bit of a chuckle in there, but I don't know, man. It'll have to be in the moment to see how I reply. Yeah, I'm sure he'll be chatting. He always does. Yeah.
When you look at you two, do you think that maybe you guys are kind of the next generation of lightweights? We've seen the same guys at the top for a while. Do you see you and him coming up the rankings together and maybe fighting again one day? But do you see yourselves as the new generation?
Yeah, I definitely do see us as the next generation. I'm not saying that we're better or anything. I just think we're next. The guys in that top 10, they've been there a little bit, and then the 5 behind them are new. There's like me, Arman, Demir, Rafa. There's some really dangerous people coming forward. So yeah, that division, I don't think that'll ever get boring, that top 15. Yeah, it's pretty stacked.
Thanks, mate.
Yep.